Chris, Chapter 2. I'm a man who makes my living with words as a singer and songwriter in Nashville. It's a tough job. You don't just dabble in it. You have to put your whole heart and soul in it. I do just that. It took a while for me to realize it was about more than making a barnload of money. There's a quote that goes, "Do not hire a man who does your work for money, but him who does it for the love of it." Henry David Thoreau. If you don't love what you're doing, it's going to show, and you won't never be able to make a go of it. It's kind of funny that my first hit, and maybe my biggest, came when I was still in college, back when I did everything for love and not for money. I was born and bred in West Texas, and I lived a pretty normal life. Daddy and Mama were both school teachers. We lived in Lubbock, which is probably the flattest place on the planet. There are no hills, not even any bumps in the road, just flat land as far as the eye could see. We get these dust storms blowing through every now and then, but that's about it for excitement. It's so open there, you get the feeling like you're living in a fishbowl. There's no place to hide. You're playing your life on a stage and all your neighbors are watching. Because there's no privacy, people don't tend to rock the boat too much in Lubbock. Nobody wants to be the town scandal. I was no different. Growing up, I was a good kid, a good student, involved in the community, church every Sunday, and a good athlete. Football was my thing. I stayed away from trouble, and trouble didn't seem very interested in finding me either. My love was the guitar. I learned a few chords and picked up the rest mostly on my own. I wasn't very good, but man, I loved to play that thing. I would go out to the garage because my mama couldn't stand the racket I was making. I would try to sing like Garth Brooks, but I sounded more like a babbling brook, heavy on the babble. The songs I made up were mostly sappy, high school, hormone-driven love songs. It wasn't great music, but the process amazed me. Something I had as a thought in my head could come out through the guitar. My buddies, Clay and Ronnie, played the drums and fiddle as badly as I played the guitar. We decided to start a band and called ourselves the Lubbock Desperados. We figured Lubbock had a good music history as the home of the late Buddy Holly, among others. So maybe something in the swirling, dusty air would eventually grab hold of us and turn us into fine musical talent. That didn't seem to be happening anytime soon. I'm a big guy, standing about 6'3" in boots and weigh in at 220 pounds. Put me in a football uniform with full pads and I am intimidating. Texas Tech gave me a football scholarship. I was a lineman and damn good at it. My life spun around Friday nights. I loved being on the team, and I was serious about it, too. I gave my coach 110%, but didn't put as much effort into my schoolwork. I was passing everything, so I didn't feel the need to try much harder than that. Besides, football was only one semester long. I would buckle down during the winter. I played my freshman year, then blew out my knee in a game against Nebraska. It was an illegal chop block. Man, did I hate the guy who did it to me. Now, looking back, I think he was like some kind of angel or something sent to change my life around. Sometimes you can be pointed in the right direction. Other times you need a chop block to the knee to put you on the right path. I guess you get what you need, even though you don't always know it at the time. Gifts are funny that way. Anyway, I needed surgery, and I was in a cast for the rest of the school year. During that time, I started to read a lot, and not just my assigned reading. My mama was an English teacher, and a few years back had given me a copy of Walden by this guy, Henry David Thoreau. It was one of those things you pack when you go away to college thinking you'll eventually get to it, but you're so busy goofing off and partying you never do. Well, now here it was, midway through the semester. My coursework was on cruise control, and I was laid up with this busted knee. The hours I spent working out and practicing were now empty. I picked up that copy of Walden and started reading it. The description of the flat calmness of the pond reminded me of the flat calmness of home, Lubbock. I read more. Soon I was attacking any book I could find by my man Henry. I declared English literature as my major, and I took as many classes in American Lit as I could. If I hadn't been out of football, I never would have discovered how much enjoyment I could get out of reading.